hardware work before. Unfortunately, Kutztown doesn't have a hardware class. It'd be really great if we had a digital logic class and we could play with some of this fun stuff. But unfortunately, we don't. So we've basically just been flying from the CFAR Advanced at this point. It's just been trying to figure out exactly what stuff does. We've read technical papers, we've read manuals, body bushels. We've gone through many different sources, we've talked to people, and so far this is the best we've been able to do, unfortunately. We've had some problems and we have some advice that we can give to other people at this point. First of all is on the subject of the H bridges. Basically, as my group has explained, they control how the car moves, and they let the microcontroller basically say to the motors, okay, it's time to go forward, it's time to go backward, and this is how fast you're going to go. Unfortunately, these H bridges in question are rated for the type of voltage we're putting through it, but they're not rated for the amperage. So as far as I can tell, that's the main reason they're actually heating up. They'll actually peak at about 165 degrees and a thermal shutdown circuit kicks in, which is some of the problems we've been seeing with the robots where they'll start turning, they'll act fine, and then all of a sudden they'll turn off on us basically because of the thermal shutdown. We tried to figure out if we could put a heat sink on it. Unfortunately, due to the size of the chips, it's not really plausible to find a heat sink that small to fit on there, especially with the cooling capacities of it. So what we'd recommend for the future, if anyone does try a project like this going from scratch, get bigger H bridges. These are 8-pin dip circuits. They're tiny little things. They can't really take the heat. Professional ones for automotive work usually are a little bit bigger. They'll cost a little bit more, but they won't burn out on you as easily. The car quality. From the beginning, one of the reasons we had actually gone with RC cars is last year we had seen in the advanced AI class that one person had trouble actually getting a robot to turn when they built it from scratch. We thought that that might be a problem for us, especially since none of us are especially handy in fabrication. So we went with the cars, and unfortunately they've mostly been just a hassle due to the low quality of them. So if you are going to go with RC cars, go to a hobby shop, just buy the best that you can, because you'll know at least you're getting quality. These things were pretty much hot glued together once we got them. Finally, the Arduino. When we first found this thing, we thought that this was it. This is the coolest thing ever. It'll be able to do anything we want. It's sea level. It's so cool. And unfortunately, it's given us its share of hassles too. There's actually a problem that's inherent to all of them where when you're running it off a 9-volt battery, the chip may not actually start up. It'll just kind of hang. It's like if you're booting a computer and hung in post, and it'll just sit there forever, basically. What we actually have to do is we have a little trick where we short out 2 of the pins together that kind of tricks into thinking that something's happened and it's time to start now. So that's caused us a little bit of problem. There's also been some trouble where we think some of our H-bridge heating may actually be coming from the Arduino. The way it sends the signal to the Arduino may not be as clean as we'd like it to be. And unfortunately, filtering it isn't really a possibility. So we pretty much had to work with what we had. Also, memory is a little small, it's 16K on there. Doesn't sound like a lot, but we were able to write some programs of decent size, and they only took up about 8K or so. So we still had a decent amount of memory left. Finally, our plans for the future, what we hope to do with the rest of this project. We're going to continue this project, maybe not with these same exact robots. We would like to work with the Arduinos in the future, and we're going to continue updating the site. We're going to fill out the rest of it. We're going to put up the video tutorials that we kind of got us started on, and a little bit of some video demos. And finally, we'd like to find some new H-bridges so we can really get the cars to run. A lot of the problem with Nate's car especially was that because of his unique motors that are from an older car, an older RC car, they might be a little dirty themselves. So it actually caused some problems with the H-bridges where it would turn for about 30 seconds or so and the motors would just shut down on themselves. Basically what we learned from the project is also that hardware is not like software. Software, you write it once, you go through testing, you go through debugging, it's fine, you don't have to worry about it. With hardware, we tested these cars out pretty much daily for certain parts of them just to make sure that they still worked from day to day, and a lot of times they didn't. We had trouble where one day one car would run fine, we would leave it alone, we wouldn't even touch the thing. We'd go in the next day, we'd run the exact same code, the exact same configuration, and the thing wouldn't even move. So we'd have to go, we'd rewire the car from scratch basically, we'd re-upload our programs, we'd restart everything, new batteries, fresh everything, and it would start moving for a while. But this problem with hardware, I don't know if it's the quality of our hardware really, or just something comes with the territory that you can depend on like software. As for improvements, once again, just the H bridges, that's been our biggest problem. We can get sensor data, the robots in logical senses work, it's just the fact that they really just don't want to move for us. And are there any questions? We're going to do our demos then again, hopefully they're enough functions.
Yeah, we only had a couple minutes, like 3 minutes or so, if we can just try real quick. So I think mine was starting to work when we brought that over here.